So hello everyone, today we're going to be doing a really quick tips and tricks video about loose watercolours. So what do we mean by loose watercolours and how do we apply them? And this is a question quite a few people have asked me. Now, what do we mean by loose colours? We mean colours which move and blend and do their own thing and create those magic moments. And that's what really my art is all about, certainly. It's about letting the watercolours paint themselves. So how do I achieve that? Well, the first thing we need to think about is water and brush. So if I use this brush, for example, do we think we're going to get loose colours with it? Well, we could, but why are we not going to sort of find it super easy? The reason is, if you look at that straight on, there's not very much water carrying capacity. Now, if we compare it to this big Chinese style brush, just look at all that space for water. Look how long and thick the fibres are. So if we turn this into sort of action, take this, we'll use a nice Scarlet Lake colour and we apply that on the page. But what we get is a very lovely, neat application of colour. There's not much craziness going on. If we try and put loads of water on, we can get some water on, but not a huge amount. So we can then move things around, but it's just not doing that sort of total magic. It's hard work. So what is the alternative? Well, rule number one really, and two I guess, are use plenty of water and use a big brush. So I'm going to ignore plenty of water first. I'm going to use a big brush, and all we're going to get is exactly the same thing, this kind of tight, hard colour. And that's great for textures. You know, that's a whole nother lesson, is how to get dry brush textures. But if we're after loose colours and we fill up our brush with water, we take some lovely colour, make sure our brush is really full of water, suddenly these colours just flow and blend and move, and there's so much more variation. The other thing is just using plenty of colour on the page, so big splodge of water and the colours will paint themselves. So we can put a bit of red there, bit of blue there, and just see how they push and pull. You can create these backwashes and cauliflowers and all sorts of incredible effects. So rule 1, 2 and 3 now all encompassed together. Use the right brush. The right brush is not an expensive brush, not a clever brush, just a brush with a big chunky water carrying capacity. With that, use plenty of water. That might be on your page or in your brush, but either way, this side of colour is a much looser application and has much more sort of opportunity for us to add to it, move it around, than this side, where we used a small brush, not that much colour. I do want to cover rule number 4 as well, which is just be a little abstract, a little limited in your colour palette. So I have 14 colours in here, but I rarely use more than 6 or 7 of them in a painting. So if we try and use too many colours, we get confused, we get lost, things become overworked and tight. If we just accept we're going to do a painting and it's going to have like a little bit of gold in it, so we've got a nice bit of quinacridone gold, quinacridone deep gold there. We're going to have a nice bit of red going alongside that, and then all we're going to do is contrast that with a blue and a green or something like that. Just really simple contrasts. Do you see how already, just by deciding our colours based on what feels good, we're able to apply something which is already quite pleasing? Whereas if we approached a scene and tried to colour it exactly as it is, suddenly we're going to be doing tiny little splodges of one colour, tiny little splodges of another colour, and it ends up too tight and not loose, not got that sort of abstract, wonderful feeling to it. So the key rules, the first rules, are just thinking about how you're applying the colour. And again, I invite you to have a look. Tight, loose. And all we did was we changed the brush, we changed the amount of water, and we changed how we're applying the colour. And then there's no comparison here, but the idea here is just think about, when you're applying your colours, instead of thinking about the colours which are in the scene, what you do is you get inspiration from the colours in the scene, but then you build on that through what just seems to be working whilst keeping a nice limited palette 5, 6 colours at most is a good place to sort of start your experimentation. So I hope that's been helpful. A really quick video on just how to apply your colours loosely. Just a very sort of theoretical video, a few little tests and things. And let me know if it has been useful. Let me know if you have any questions or if you want another video on this topic or a specific area of this topic. Here's a bit which needs to touch.